Hi there, I'm Kylie Mowbray-Allen from Hello Media.
And I'm Jenni Walke from Elephant in the Room Consulting, and you're tuning into Bite-Sized Business Life Podcast, the show that helps business owners get clarity and insight to grow their dream business.
Whether you're launching, ready to scale, or figuring out what's next, we discuss the nitty-gritty, the hard bits, the opportunities, and the behind the scenes, and share how we've grown our own companies and helped others do the same.
We're glad you're here. An insight to grow their dream business. Good morning, Kylie. How are you today?
Great, Jenni. How are you going?
I'm doing really well. It's Monday. I can't believe we're in February, almost kind of getting to the end of February. It's been such a crazy start to the year, but I'm having a great week. Thank you.
Oh, that's so great. And I love this month because this is leap year month. Yeah, that's pretty exciting for all of those born on the 29th of Feb. They finally get a birthday. That's pretty special.
And all those women who want to propose, they can do that this year. Isn't that the other thing?
That's right. And ask the partner to dance.
Exactly.
Some funny old-fashioned things in the world out there.
I know, right? I sent my partner a link to say, I said, do you know what you're supposed to be doing for the wedding this year? And he's like, no. So I've sent him a link to say, this is what a groom should be doing. We'll see whether he reads it. He doesn't have to, because all I have to do is turn up, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Says his things and we're good to go.
Oh, that's so cute. It's exciting times, Jenni. What a year.
Yeah, I know, it's going to be crazy. And it's interesting because in prepping for life events, I've been doing a lot of Google searches and Facebook searches and Pinterest searches about trying to find, vendors and where we might go and all the things you need to do to organize an event like a wedding. But what it's highlighted for me, and we talked about this at the end of last year, is the importance of a website to showcase your business, because the amount of people that I've been trying to connect with who only have a Facebook page, that's terrible, or only have an Instagram and an email or a direct message on Insta. And there's nowhere for me to go to see the whole business. There's nowhere for me to go to kind of get a look and a feel about the business or the person I'm trying to hire. And it's reiterated to me a conversation you and I had last year about the importance of a website to really grow your brand.
Absolutely. And, something just happened earlier this month with TikTok, which I'm not involved with in any way, but, I read a lot about this stuff and some kind of agreement with music and blah, blah, blah. So people that are particularly creators and influencer types and stuff suddenly found that their stuff had no sound. And it's because it was all, so things like when they were using Taylor Swift or whatever, it's gone. So the point is, anything can change at any point with those platforms that we don't own. Now, I know that we don't own our website as such. I've hosted mine on Shopify, you're on WordPress, wherever it is that you are, we don't own them, but we have really as much control as we want or need within certain limits. Social media, hell no. We're just on there doing the best that we possibly can, hoping for reach. So yeah, if we don't have a website, we've got a big problem. And even more if we don't have an email database and a really good email marketing strategy, then an even bigger problem. But today we're talking about the importance of that website. And I think particularly poignant because Google, as of the beginning of March, are taking away their free Google business website. So that's an interesting one. So for you and I, even though we've got websites, we still have that Google website. It's always going to help you with your rankings and things. So now what can we do without it? And I have to say, without a word of exaggeration, at least 2 times per month, someone will come to me with a Zoom discovery chat and say, I've built my Canva website. I love the look of it, but I get no traffic. And I'm like, oh God. Or I'm working on my website. Can you just help me tweak it? It's a Canva one. And I'm like, oh, love. That's really unfortunate, because I think a Canva website is better for you to build it to know what you want your proper website to look like. And so, yeah, there's all kinds of issues there. For example, you can't SEO it. You can't do alt text. There's a lot of things like that you can't do, but you also can't make it accessible. And that's a really massive, massive problem. So, yeah, if you're colorblind, low vision, hearing impaired, etc. Anyone with a temporary disability, it's no good for them either. So there's lots of issues with the Canva website.
Although, having said that, at least the Canva website will get your URL and get somewhere to go as a landing page. So I think as a start, a Canva website's a great place to start if you have no idea and don't know who to go to, or perhaps don't have the investment required to build your own website. I think Canva is a good place to start. In the same way I used to, before Canva had their website portal, I used to direct people to use the MailChimp web builder, which is a very simple, basic web builder, really designed as a landing page or as a site information collection page. So because it was great for MailChimp customers who are trying to build their database, they can build one or two very simple pages into MailChimp, although that is accessible and you can do some in terms of responsive, to all different platforms, mobile, tablet stuff, but it's still limiting in terms of what you can do. But the advantage of those two platforms is if you have no technical knowledge, it's a good place to start. But I liked what you said there, and I want to come back to it because the key piece that a lot of people are challenged with is, what is my website going to look like? How am I going to reflect my branding? And I think that's where MailChimp and even Canva are a really great place to start, to get an idea of how you want people to interact with your website and what you want it to look and feel like. That's the place to start for the design piece. And then you find somebody who will actually help, bring that vision to life with a fully optimized SEO-based website that allows you to build the traffic and, as you said, build your database.
I agree. And one thing you said also, I think, is worth reiterating, that, well, many things are worth reiterating, but particularly there's one piece, which is if you just want to have some little presence, you don't need to be searched for online, perhaps. You just need to have something that you can direct people to find out more information. Then it's a great opportunity to have that until you're ready or have the funds or whatever to build out a full-blown website. So that is really handy. But one extra problem I didn't mention is that Canva websites are not responsive.
No.
So that's definitely, so not only not SEO, you haven't got those capabilities, and also, there's all kinds of things that are problematic about it. But I 100% agree, from a plotting out your design and your look, what a wonderful thing that is. We've done it a number of times for landing pages for different events we're working on with clients, and we've literally built it out on Canva and sent it to them and said, here you go, and they can click through as if it was a web page. Yeah. Then we can go and spend it. It's much, much quicker to create something then on their platform than it would be otherwise.
And I love it for things like an event page where you're not necessarily using SEO to build out your engagement. You're using socials to build out the engagement for an event. I have a lot of conversations with my clients who are looking to how integrate and mutual client integrate Teams into their existing platforms. And one of the issues they're using something like Humanitix is because of the SEO capability that it has versus Microsoft Teams, which can still do a registration and landing page. So I think it goes back to that question of, what are you trying to achieve with your presence? And regardless of it's just having a landing page so people know you're a real person, or whether you want to provide a little bit more information than you can get on Facebook or Insta, the importance is to have some form of website basis so that you can collect the data that you cannot own through your Insta and Facebook. So even if it feels like you're repeating yourself on your website to Facebook and Insta, you need to do that so you can then collect and own the information.
Absolutely. So with ads, so if you've got an ad that's then taking someone to a landing page, and then they don't like, a majority of them wouldn't be signing up straight away, but then you can be retargeting with those ads and remarketing. So there's so much important data. Obviously you need your Facebook pixel installed, et cetera, but without having a proper landing page on a proper platform, you're really missing out on some incredible data. But you said something good before about the MailChimp option. And so what you could do, everybody, is look at what platforms you're already using. So, for example, my CRM is Keep. I can make landing pages in Keep. My the platform I use for my running my membership and stuff, that's Thrivecart, and I can build a landing page on Thrivecart. So I've got a lot of options. I don't have to just do it on the website platform that my whole website is built on. So take a look at what you've already got and see what you can build out. But without a doubt, my top favorite spot for just a one pager that could last you for years if you don't need to build out more pages and stuff would be a Wix website.
I agree. I mean, I'm having spent a lot of time in WordPress. You spent a lot of time in Shopify. I struggle a little bit with Wix in some of the back-end coding pieces, but it is a very simple plug-and-play website for people to be able to use. That, and also to some extent, Square is starting to become a little bit more interactive in that regard, but there's a little bit more technical.
That's quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah, 100% agree. And I think, though, it goes back to why do you want the presence? And the reason, I mean, for me, we have lots and lots of domain names that all sort of redirect to one or two specific sites, but it's about building that presence. But important, Google loves a website too. And it loves, if you've got your own domain and it's going to a website, it's loving that. So you said you can do that for free on MailChimp or somewhere like Wix. I like MailChimp because of the integration of the forms. I don't have to worry about where am I collecting the information. I don't have to worry about, do I have to zap it or integrate it anywhere else? I can actually have all the forms that I want. I can even have links to any specific product, even if it's a single purchase product that you want to connect into Stripe. You can have that directly in something like MailChimp, as you can do with Wix as well. And it does allow you to build something, but that with some of those other ones, are like a MailChimp, you are restricted in your styling, in your design to their templates. So if you're not design focused, it's kind of take what you can get. And if you're design focused, I'd be going with Wix as a very simple one, agreed, because it's easy for you to have your own flavor on a Wix site.
And you can really build it out. So you could just start with that one-page landing page, but then you can add pages and you can add blogs, which of course is so important. You can add a shopping cart. You can add all kinds of, a membership, take bookings. It's extraordinary. What I've done with some clients with Wix is mind-blowing. Not only that, 24/7 phone support. Hallelujah. We love that. And you can really SEO the, the bejesus out of it. So that's a really awesome thing too. So there's a lot of templates you can use and stuff. And you could, even without your own domain, you can still have it. For example, it would be like wixsite.elephant in the room, blah, blah, blah. So you can still personalize it to a certain extent. And then when you're ready, it's as low as, I think it's still like around $6 a month if you buy a couple of years up front. So it's an incredibly low cost way. Whereas, as you said, Squarespace, you can do that and stuff. But that starting figure is certainly
much higher.
Much higher. Yeah.
And I think the key takeaway, though, around a website, though, and the importance of having a website is it's about owning your information, your data. Yes, it's that if you stop paying your hosting fees or don't pay for your domain name, you can eventually lose it. But if you're doing that regularly and you're on an annual subscription for those, then you can actually manage the data, share the information that you want. It does become accessible. It does become SEO generated. You can create your SEO optimization on it. But importantly, you can't just turn it off. And the algorithm or the change in someone else's third-party platform isn't going to impact whether people will find you or not on Google. It changes that process. And I think importantly, though, for me, it's about data capture. As we've always talked, and I think almost every second week we talk about the importance of getting people's emails and creating a list of clients off the socials that you can remarket and connect with through newsletters and on a weekly or a monthly or a quarterly basis, whatever floats your boat. But having that data only comes if you have a website or a place that people can go in, enter their information, and capture that data that you own. And I think that's the critical thing about websites. Socials are amazing. I love a good social platform. It's a great business asset, but we're not in control of it as much as we like to think we are.
100%. And then, like you said earlier, deciding what it is that you want to achieve with that landing page. Do you just need it so you've got something on a business card if people need more information, but you're not interested in being found in a Google search, then for sure, just go with a Canva one. So the key would be, what's my ultimate goal and the end with it? And what do I need just for now? Because I wouldn't be spending all this time trying to build out a GoDaddy one, for example, if you had plans for something better in the long run. I'd actually go straight to Wix at that point. Or, you could even, if you want to start selling in about 6 months' time, set up a Shopify landing page. And then you can be slowly building it out behind the scenes. So, there's lots of ways to do it. But the key is, what are your ultimate goals? Where do you want to head with what you want to do? And then you can start making some decisions.
Yeah. I completely agree. So essentially the key takeaways for anyone who's listening to this and thinking, I don't want a website, I don't need it, I've got the best socials in the world, is one, you need one to own your data. You need one to make sure you can capturing those emails, but also utilize it for lead captures and start to test the market. The thing I love about it the most is I can put out 5 or 6 different lead magnets in terms of PDF downloads or a free consultation with us or whatever it might be, or a free webinar, and you can see what's landing with your potential customers, so you can test and measure in a really robust way to see what's attracting your clientele. And I find you can do that far more successfully through your website. Socials may drive them there, but what they choose and the actions after that really helps you build out what you want to offer your clients. But importantly, you own what you own, right? You have control over it.
1,000,000%. Absolutely. So yeah, go forth and have fun creating something cool. It's one of my favorite. My Zoom straight after this is redoing a website with these clients that I'm so excited, because it does look like it was built in the 90s. So that's fun. I love that, and put them into it. So
I think you've just made a really great point, Kylie. I know we're talking about the value of having a website, but if you've actually got a website already, have a think about, when was the last time you did refresh it? Does it look like, it was built in the 70s or 80s when the internet just started, become online, or is it something that you're refreshing every year? It's so important, just like your business offerings, your branding, how you show up, what you're doing in your business everywhere else. Your website, you need to make sure you're refreshing and updating. And if you haven't heard our podcast on emails or the values of blogs, then go back and find those podcasts, or check out the work that you do, Kylie, on your hellomedia.team Facebook page, which has all the best tips on how you can maximize that engagement through a website. But make sure you're refreshing it, and make sure you're adding new content through blogs, or even updating our blogs, but make sure it looks like it's modern. You need to be attracting current clients, not clients from 20 years ago.
very well put. Well, maybe we could talk more on that next week, Jenni, about the must-haves for it to be included on that landing page.
Love that idea.
Old.
Yeah, let's do that next week. So next week we're going to talk about how to really capture people's attentions and the must-haves on a landing page. Kylie, if people want to go and check out some of those posts that you've done on your Facebook or Insta page, where can we find you?
Head to hellomedia.dreamteam on Facebook or hellomedia.team on Instagram, but really jump into our Facebook group, hellomedia.team, because we're sharing every day nearly, or probably more than once a day, really good things that are going to help you uncomplify what you're doing with your digital marketing and your business. What about you, Jenni?
You can find us on @ElephantInTheRoomAU on Facebook, Insta, and LinkedIn as well. You all go to our website, elephantintheroomau.com. We've got a couple of downloads and infos that will help you build your business and create some of those foundations that you're looking for to grow or scale, or whatever it is you're trying to do with your business. Thanks so much, Kylie, for today. Enjoy your rebuild of your website. I know how much you love doing those.
Yes.
So good to see you. We'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to this episode of Bite Size Business Life podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us so you don't miss any future episodes. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye for now.